Good morning. So my daughter, she's away at college, but she threw together this terrarium and left it for me. So it doesn't get misted. It doesn't really have any plants other than a few things that died. So I think I'm going to use it for like a Pepperomia nursery. So I'm going to start by taking the weights off. This was just a thrift store find. I think it was like $2. And then it had no lid, so we had a piece of scrap acrylic. And then when I cut it, it broke, so we just made like a handle so it can easily get it out also. For now, I'm just going to take the big chunks out. There might be something living in here. She did put some isopods. Once I get like the dead leaves and plants out, I think I'm going to add some coco coir so that it has some more moisture holding ability. And it's just going to be a nursery for a bunch of leaves and cuttings so that I can have baby plants to put in terrariums when I start growing them. She had lots of fun stuff in there for isopods. This like black walnut shell, lots of bark. I think I'll put that back outside just in case there's anything hiding and wanting to not make its way to the landfill. This was a plant from my outdoor garden area. Lots of like moss from outside. Pretty much not alive, but there's a little bit of green in this one. Maybe I'll keep that around. Oh, there is an isopod. He's moving. He's on the move. He's right there. Okay, buddy. Oh, there's another one. Yeah, I'll definitely have to sort through their substrate. Put them back, not put them in the landfill. I guess I gotta keep some of the leaves in there for them to eat. But for now, I'll put some coco coir. Let's see if we can add some more moisture. The isopods will enjoy that also. See what other fun stuff we can put in here as a nursery plant. Make lots of little babies. Because the plants weren't surviving, I wasn't watering it. Plus it's not mine, it's my daughter. She's 20. It should have lived with her. I think she was sad by how it didn't look alive. I'll have to let her know that her friends, a pretty large friend. He's just rolling around. Oop. Put him back in. There you go, buddy. So I saw 2. There could be more. babies are tiny. Oh, there's the other one running in the back. So let's see, I'm going to start with this one here. I've been eyeballing this leaf. I don't think it's pretty, but it could make a nice plant. It's got some damage, some crispy. So I'm going to stick that down in, down, and add a lot of water once I'm done. And hopefully that'll sprout up and give new plants. Just looking to see off of this plant if there's anything that I feel like would benefit making a new plant versus what's existing in my pot. I like this bottom one is on its way out, so let's see if we can make a new one from that. I don't know, kind of like how that one looks, so I'll put that one away. Move this one over, see if there's anything I want to cut off. I think I'm going to go for this leaf right here. It's got some damage, some brown spots, but next to it, right here, has a little baby plant, so I'm going to be real, it's got a new stem, I should say, not a baby plant. I'm going to try to carefully cut that off so I didn't cut that. I don't know that I'm going to try to make this look all beautifully landscaped. It's going to be more like a little farm, or like when you go to the garden center and you get the flat with 54 impatiens. So we got a lot of stuff growing in here. It's overgrowing. This is my seal because it wasn't a very good seal for this container, but I liked it. And check out those Pepperomia. They're beautiful. And that all started with a one leaf. So I don't remember exactly what this plant was, but I think I'm going to cut that up into several smaller plants and hope for sections, and then hope for new plants from that. I think I have this plant in another terrarium, and I believe it likes to grow up on a piece of bark that I have in the container with it. This is kind of cool how, like, looking at this, where it branches off, it's twisting around itself, kind of vining. That last one I could have probably cut into two pieces, but I just stuck it in as one. And if it connects by growing roots at the two spots I suspected would be able to grow from, I can always cut it in the future after it develops its roots. So this here is just, I think it's sedum or something similar that I just have in my outdoor planters. It's a perennial. It comes back every year. Let's see, this looks dead. I'll pull that out if I can grab it. And then you can kind of see right here is a giant leaf. I think that's where the baby plant grew off of. So I'm not going to touch that. There's a lot of leaves going on in here, so I'm going to take a few. I really enjoyed this variety. This one wasn't looking so hot on its own, so let's remove it and see if we can grow something. Sorry, I'm doing the cutting off screen because I need my 2 hands and my lap to get into the small space of a terrarium. Let's see. Yeah, maybe one more. Just because I didn't like how that leaf looked. So if I sell that terrarium that I'm working on, I'd rather selectively remove some things that I don't like how they look. And then maybe that'll help what's going on currently, because there's a lot of overgrowth. Hopefully my isopods don't eat my leaves that I stuck in there. So I'm going to take some of this and I'm just going to throw it in there just because I think it's too much for the terrarium currently. And that looks happier and healthier. I do want to go back in, clean some of the glass. It's a little yucky. Not sure if I have to add some springtails. That might help too. It's probably been a while since I added some to this. So originally this is like one of those barber where you put the liquid to sanitize stuff, and it had a pole and this little bottom thing that would move so you can swish it around. And I took the pole out because I didn't want that in there, and then I glued the knob back on because I like how it looks, but the glue came off, so I gotta glue that back on. Alright, I'll put that over there. Then I have this one to look at, see if there's, don't know if I want to take anything from this one. I think I'm going to pause and see if I have any other plants I can harvest from. Oh, my fingers are too cold and they're not working. Alright, I found a couple more plants to take a look at. This one, I like it on its own. I'm not going to touch that. I'll hope that'll get bigger. I'm only thinking of taking this larger leaf because it's got a little nibble on it or something going on, and it looks a little spent. It doesn't look beautiful. It'd be better as a new plant. Maybe I'll do that with this one too. It looks like it lived its best life and now it's time to make babies. Alright, then I found this jar of stick it in there and forget about it. I have Tahitian bridal veil. Nothing too exciting going on with it, but it's there. I was using it like a humidity tent. Water in the bottom. And I just felt like I didn't have enough time or energy to think about this stuff. So that's how I was treating it. Probably not the best way. This was a flower. I remember that. Get rid of that. So it's stretching for light. It's not very cute. It used to be $5. Bought it for $1.23. Let's see if I take these off and put them into my nursery. If it does any better, it makes new plants. I feel like I wasn't really vibing with this. I wasn't excited, so therefore I didn't get excited to take care of it either. That's sad. I've never had experience with propagating the cyclamen, but we'll see. Trial and error. See how things turn out. If anything, the tank is getting more green in it. Isopods cruising around, investigating, I guess. That one's got a broken piece. He better not be thinking about eating anything. Alright, I'll put some stuff back in there for them. Let's see, my more green moss piece. Maybe I'll water it first. I'm going to add a lot of water. There's a good probably at least ½ inch of sand on the bottom. So it can hopefully hold a lot of water as long as the tank is not cracked. I didn't notice it previously, so oh, he's running from the water. So all my perfectly placed stuff, I just flooded it. It just shoveled everything. It's okay. I'll let the isopods have their pine cone back and their walnut shell. Move that a little closer. Looking at what my daughter put in here, I feel like I need to add some rocks. There's like no rocks for visual interest. I don't know if you can see him. There's a little isopod right where my finger is pointing, cruising around. He looks to be very excited. Oh, we found a hole. That's going to be probably a new favorite spot. Yeah, so I feel like I need to go find some rocks to hunt for. They add a nice touch. And I know there was 2 isopods in this tank, and I think that's all she originally put in there, so I'm kind of surprised that they haven't made offspring. Yeah, that's looking fun. More is more. I think she'll be excited to come home and see the revived tank. She's actually excited to move back home and have possibilities of having more plants. She was talking about taking some of my plants, but at that point it was probably a month and a half before we have to move her because she's done doing schooling in the other city, so she can try some other coursework locally, or just join the workforce. I don't know. Don't know her plan. Alright, I think I'm done with that. I'm going to pause. I'm going to go find some rocks and then I'll give you the final look. Okay, I didn't find any rocks I instantly fell in love with, but found another nutshell. I'll put that up there. And this is what I brought in from my planters, which tend to collect rocks and things my kids like. Alright, I'll give you a look-see. I did stick my pot of the cyclamen in there. It is like a bulb that you can see right there, so I'm hoping it'll just come back. But it looks like a little piece of being out in the forest, with the marbles being little magical touches. Hopefully the isopods approve of their renovation. Looks exciting to me, and I can't wait to grow some new plants if they succeed. Okay, thank you for joining me on the terrarium rebuild. I'll keep you posted if things start growing new little plants.